Shirdi Baba. And that time, I used to ask him that I am just a normal human being. I don't know how to understand what you say sometimes. And you have to get me in touch with somebody who understands me, or I can understand him. Sometimes I feel you play games with me. I used to like literally fight with Baba this way. And Baba used to say, no, the time is not right. When the right time comes, you will meet somebody. And I used to always say, you always give me these answers because you don't want me to meet anybody. And he would say, no. And that this whole game went on for 3 years. Every time when I used to ask him this, he would say, wait, the right time hasn't come. And at that time, I used to stay in Delhi. In 2012, I shifted. Suddenly, this whole scenario made up that I had to shift to Bangalore. And I was not interested, in the sense I didn't know anybody. If you have visited India, you would know India is a very vast country, and all the regions are more like, I would say, uh, a foreign country, because all the regions have different languages, different living style. And I was completely born and brought up in the north. I didn't even know even one soul in the south. I've never visited south ever before. And I'm telling Baba, why are you throwing me into the south? What is there for me? And he's like, no, no, you have to go. I'm giving him reasons. He's not ready to understand or listen to anything. He said, no, you have to shift. And then the whole thing happened. I shifted, of course, and then um, everything unfolded within 6 months of my coming here. I met Mohanji, and the whole, I'm sorry, I have a very bad cough and cold, but please bear it with me. But I was so excited meeting you all, so I couldn't say no to her. And it was, and the journey just started instantly. I met him at the airport through a friend, and within an hour of our meeting, I got my first Shaktipat from him. And the whole, I think the DNA of mine changed after that. There was never a looking back. Sorry. Just give me a second.
Everybody, take this time to breathe down and up your spine. Just relax.
Sorry, everybody. Extremely sorry. And if I look back, I would only say that there were many ups and downs in my life after meeting him. The real test actually started after meeting him. But how those times passed by with his grace, uh, I don't know. As it is always said, then when you are closer to the fire, you feel the most of the heat. I would say that. And when you are closer to Shiva, you are bound to receive the heat of him. Uh, it was a complete topsy turvy life that I went through in these 10 years. Of course, not every day, but believe me, the harder it was, he was making it like his words, his blessings were like uh, the soothing touch of a mother. So I completely feel, my entire family, me, everybody feel that he has been a blessing for us, must have done something good in our lives, that We received him in our life. What do I say, Sandra? I don't have words. I just get very overwhelmed when I talk about him. And it's such a beautiful feeling to be close to him, to meet him, to even share smallest of your things with him. Like yesterday was my birthday and I was not well at all. But then I just felt that he's in town. How can I miss not being there and meeting him? I went there. I went early in the morning. I usually go every morning because I cook for him. He has graced me with this that I can cook something for him. And I don't think so. There can be any better blessing than meeting your master, meeting your guru on this special day. Nothing else matters. And that was the biggest happiness that I got. And what do I say? I'm just so I can carry on and on talking about him, but you guys will get bored thinking and talking.
No. Ever.
But only thing that I have to say is never take your guru as for granted. If you have received him, if he has chosen you, see, we don't choose our guru. Guru chooses us. If you have received him, you have been chosen by him. Never take him for granted. Because you don't even know how many lifetimes you have gone through what to come to this day when you can have him in your life. Every moment of your life after this is very, very important. And as all of you must have read about his accident, which just happened about a month and a half back, uh, I would like to share some of my experience with that. Many people have written about it. I have not written about it. I didn't get the time because I was traveling with him. But to tell you the truth, on the day the accident happened, but like around evening time, I was very restless. I was feeling as if something is not good, something wrong is happening. Sandra knows because Sandra was there. I spoke about it at length with our Indian group, and Sandra was part of it. And I was feeling that something is really wrong. I think Vivi was also there that day. And around 11 o'clock, around 12, a little before midnight, I get this message from Militza that can you do a healing for Mohanji? So sometimes I usually do healings for him whenever he is not well or something is there. So I just thought it's just like some simple healing he wants me to do. So Militza just said, she was in a hurry and she just said, do healing for Mohanji. He's not well. And I'll message you what happened. Within 5 minutes, I got this message that Mohanji met with this accident and he was, it was a very critical accident. And please do the healing for him. His heart has been affected. And when I sat down for a few minutes, I could not concentrate because I went completely numb, thinking that, oh my God, this is something, the last thing in our mind, that something happens to him. This is not we are looking for. And here we actually see that it has happened. And when I started healing him, I actually saw, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Take a moment for yourself, Preeti. It's okay.
So sorry about it. That it was, of course, an attack because, as we all know, some of us would not know or some would know. Wherever there is light, there is darkness too. Like a part of the coin. If one side is lighted, the other side is darkness. So darkness is something which doesn't want the humans or the earth to elevate to a newer level, higher consciousness. So that is why you see so many so much bloodshed happening, murders, people going through depressions, people going through uh, like suicidal tendencies, drugs, all these things. So what these dark energies do is they want people to be their slaves. So they don't use their mind, they don't use their intellect, they don't do anything good for the world, but they just become their slaves, like who don't use, they are just completely under their shadow. So anybody, any master, anyone who works for the betterment of these people, for the entire good of the world, these dark forces attack them. I can't explain better than this. I have experienced it. uh, I have faced those attacks myself, but nothing scary in the sense, because we are protected by Mohanji. Nothing can harm us. But at the same time, we do sometimes get attacked. Don't put these inhibitions in your mind. I'm not telling you this because you might suddenly start feeling, oh, something is happening because these dark forces are attacking. Don't worry, this will not happen with you. If your connect with your guru is 100%, he will protect you wherever, in whichever part of the world you are in. It doesn't matter. But why I'm telling you this is that you should have a little understanding of why these things happen. See, there is a revolt. Even if you see in your own little life that we live, if we want to do good for the world, there are some people who would come and accuse you of something, that, oh, this is not right what you're doing. This happens with all of us. Similarly, in this other worlds, this is the case where some forces, they don't want us to do good so that the human race can elevate themselves. And that is why masters like Mohanji have to take rebirth. They have to come to this earth to awaken our consciousness, to awaken our energies to a point where we can take the energy level of this earth to a higher dimension. So cut the thing short. And then after this, he had, because everybody is a multi-dimensional soul. We all have our parallel realities. Similarly, Mohanji also have works on parallel levels. I also saw that he had saved somebody's death, averted somebody's death. Like he had taken that on himself. And thirdly, it is sometimes when the masters feel that, the tradition, I would say, feels that, okay, he's doing a great job, but the people are not understanding him. People are not doing what they are supposed to do. People are not working at the pace as the master is. So they tell him, okay, move on, plug off and move on. And that is what was exactly happening. Mohanji, we actually felt that Mohanji was about to leave the body. And then suddenly there was this, we could see there was a meeting happening amongst some masters. Some we could recognize, some were unknown. And then suddenly this thing came that, okay, let him be there for some more time. Some masters felt that it's not the right thing that people are doing for him. People are taking him for granted. He's putting his 100% to everything, but people are not moving. So what is the point of him being there? And some masters felt, no, he should be there for some more time and keep doing whatever he's doing. And that is how he retained back into the body. But my point of telling you this is that that was the day of a revelation that time is too short. I know his consciousness is will never die. It will increase day by day. But he is in human form. Human form has to die one day, like all of us. He will leave this body one day, and we don't know when. So for us, this time is very, very short. Until now, we just slept in our slumbers thinking, oh, he is there, he will take care of everything. But what are we doing on our sphere? What are we doing for it? Nothing. We only think about our own lives, our children, our families, here, there. That's all that we are doing. But are we actually living the teachings of our guru? No. We are so busy in our own lives that we don't have time for anything else. We actually look for reasons not to do things. We actually find reasons to tell ourselves, oh, because of this, I could not do this. But when I saw Mohanji, Sandra was there, Vivi and maybe Joanna was there online with us. Just ask her. There were just hardly 2 weeks to this accident. The doctor wanted him in the critical care, but he specially flew down to Serbia from Slovenia, telling a lie to the doctor just because of us. He did not want to cancel the program. He knew that 200 plus people are coming. He has made the commitment to it. He cannot go back to that commitment. Even when he was doing the satsangs, all of us heard those satsangs. Sometimes 2 hours he was sitting on that chair. He was still going through that pain in the heart. But he never showed it on his face that he was going through that. That is the level of commitment that he has.
And Preeti ji, it was a really serious injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes,
I
it
mean, his
was.
heart was actually bleeding.
Yes.
I mean, no human being on this earth can survive that. They would have died. So Margie actually contained the situation, and he stayed there during that, period of the retreat, and he was full of energy, and he held satsang, and he talked. It's very hard to actually make sense that such an amazing thing is possible. Manji is not just a master in a body. He is consciousness in human form. And we really need to get up. We really need to wake up. People are taking him for granted. It's not acceptable. We need to catch up to where Manji is. And time is racing. Preeti Ji knows that. Time is racing and we have to keep up. We cannot wait and say, okay, this may happen, that could happen, and create all these scenarios. Not important. We got to catch up to where Manji is, and time is racing. Time is really against humanity, and there are so few enlightened beings that are awake enough to awaken others. So we can't waste time. We know better. Isn't that so pretty? We can't waste time. Manji reminds us that all the time.
That is exactly what I'm telling you, Sandra. From the time,
Yes.
like I have been with him from the day he landed in India, uh, he is on the run. He is not even sat down for a couple of hours also in the house. Like today also he's traveling. I did not go because I was not well, but he is continuously traveling and doing his work wherever he has to reach, whatever duty has to be performed, whatever commitment he has made, he is not stopping even for a minute. That is the level of thought we should have. I know we can't match up to Mohanji's energies, we can't match up to Mohanji's way of working, but at least we need to try to do something. Every morning, he always says, you make a program a day, night, before going to sleep, make a note. What will you do next morning? What is your agenda for the next day? Okay, we need to be flexible. Okay, some other things come up, some emergency comes up, some meetings come up, that is different. But we should know, where are we going? What is the agenda of our lives? Not eating, drinking. See, he, as in his words, what he says, not sleeping, eating, drinking, having sex, making babies, and finished with life. We have been doing it for lifetimes. What is new that we have done? Nothing. You have not done anything other than this. If you actually look up to it, if you look back, what have we done? Nothing. I'm 51 today. When I look back, I actually feel I have wasted my 50, at least if not 51, but at least 40 years of my life I've wasted. Once he just mentioned to me, Duggal, I've been with you for 15 lifetimes. And I was, oh my God, 15 lifetimes. But then this also came to me that 15 lifetimes it took me to understand who he is. Just imagine. If I'm not awakened today, if I don't understand his powers today, if we don't understand what he wants to give us today, then what are we looking for? And he has told it very clearly that this is my last birth as human. I'm not coming back. And if we lose the bus today, if we miss this bus today, I am not sure when the next bus will arrive at our bus stop. Just think, it's so scary thinking about it also. Who's going to hold us? Who's going to guide us? Will we still be laundering around in this world like headless chickens, as what he says? Because we have no clue. I never had any clue before meeting him. Of course, I had Baba in my life. Baba was guiding me whatever was supposed to be done. But the way Mohanji has held me and taken me forward, I don't think so any master can do the way he does. I respect all masters. I respect all gods and goddesses, all religions. But there is a reason why we have got in touch with Mohanji. There is a thread which binds all of us together. And if today I don't get up and I don't help others around me, you are all my family members. I don't consider you outside that. We have met or not met doesn't make any difference, because the same single thread which binds all of us together is Mohanji. So we are family. If we can't hold on to each other, we can't bring everybody, or we can't help each other to awaken ourselves, to get ready to walk, then what have we done? Nothing. Similarly, we have to help other people who have not been able to get hold of this chain, to hold this chain further ahead, so that more and more people can come into this life. You're seeing how tough times this world is going through. Wars and earthquakes and murders and negativities everywhere. Sometimes some people are children, especially, leave alone the elderly. Children, they are going through such tough periods. Just recently, 3 days ago, I heard about somebody, they lost their 23-year-old son. They are clueless why he committed suicide. He jumped from their 15th floor flat and died at the age of 23. They have no clue. The parents are clueless. Why did he do this? Just imagine the pain the parents and the family must be going through. And leave alone the family. I know how much pain the soul goes through. Why I know this? I have a friend, about 3 years back, her very similar situation. Her 27-year-old son jumped from the 11th floor building and committed suicide. Similar. And when I went to her house, just before her cremation, her body was lying in the hospital. And the parents, the house was full of people. Suddenly I see this boy. I had never met him when he was in the body, but his picture was there in the room, so I could make out that this is the boy. He's trying to get my attention somehow. And I'm like, why the hell does he want to talk to me? Maybe he could understand my energy or whatever, I don't know. Or maybe he understood the soul. On the soul level, he could understand that I can see him. And then he started talking to me. And he's telling me, please tell my grandparents. His grandparents were alive. His mother, father, they were all crying like crazy. His mother was completely hysterical because in the morning she had given him breakfast, had gone out for some work, and when she comes back, she comes to know that her son is no more. And she's telling this boy's soul is telling me, please tell my mother not to cry. I've done a big blunder. I want to come back. But where do you come back? Where do you come back? You have lost your vehicle. I could see the pathetic state of that soul. He was actually in so much pain at that time, seeing his family members. I can't express it in words. Children think that suicide is such an easy solution to everything. But we need to tell them this is the biggest blunder one can do in their lives.
And the soul gets stuck on this in between, so it doesn't have a body, and it's, you know, you're just stuck out there, and you have all the same feelings and emotions as a person in the body or being in the body, but you cannot express yourself. It's actually torture for the soul to be in that situation. Monji says that's the stupidest thing we could do.
And
Don't
just imagine if you were supposed to live for 40 years, 50 years, 70 years, you will not be able to get the body till that time you finish that time. So just imagine for those, and in their astral levels, we don't have time like us. That 365 days, we finished a year and we go ahead. For years, they hang around here and there. When we do MTMs, we actually clearly see all those things. What are these entities? These entities are only those souls who have died either in accidents, suicides, or something like this. When they die untimely, and now they are stuck here, they don't know what to do. Then they start looking for bodies which are weaker. So they hang around pubs, they hang around these places where people take drugs, where people are into drinking, all these negative energies. And then they get clinched to their bodies and fulfill their desires. This is how they work. Some are very nice ones. They don't say anything. They just sit in the body of that other person. And some are very nasty. They will make you do every sort of things, even sometimes murders. And you become a slave to them. I have seen through MTMs, I have seen how Mohanji works, helps these souls to liberate themselves, to merge into the light. And for lifetimes and lifetimes, sometimes from generation to generation, these entities stay in your family. So just be very sure what you do. So when somebody is telling you, some child or somebody comes to you and say, I want to commit suicide, tell all these things to them. Suicide is not the end of the problem, but it's like you are creating a life which is even worse. Face your day, face your problems. Don't run away from them. Running away will not take you anywhere. You might run to any part of the world. Face them. Face them boldly, with positivity. Nothing is permanent. If good times are not permanent, bad times also are not permanent. We all have gone through bad times and good times. Nobody here can say, we are 10 of us. Nobody can say that, oh, I only had bad times in my life, or I only had good times in my life. Nobody. We need to be stable. When I'm happy, I'm not too elated that I think that is only life. And when I'm sad, I don't become so sad that I feel this is the end of the world. I remain neutral. Whatever comes, I accept it completely. And believe me, it also happens when you are connected with a master like Mohanji. Even when you have done the gravest of offenses, you are pardoned. Why I am telling you this is, there is this person now named Devdas. He is in Kerala. He takes care of Mohanji's Kerala activities. His brother, they are Brahmins, but his brother was also a Brahmin, of course. He committed suicide. And committing suicide means it's like a blotch on the entire lineage. So he was very upset. He messaged, Mohanji was not in India. He messaged Mohanji, what should I do so that my brother doesn't suffer like that? So Mohanji just told him, talk to Devi Amma. Devi Amma is a very, very powerful master in Bangalore. She is a disciple of Lord Agastya, who is Shiva himself. And she considers Mohanji as his son. A very powerful master, but the most sweetest mother I have ever met. So Devdas called up Devi Amma and he said, Amma, Mohanji's asked me to check with you what should I do for my brother because he committed suicide. And this is not good because he's left behind two young children, a young wife, and what will happen to them, that's a different thing, but I don't want any residuals of this to come to our family. Amma said, I'll check and let you know. Next morning, Amma called him and said that because of your connection with Mohanji, your brother's soul merged into the light.
Mm.
Just imagine. He was not, his brother wasn't connected with Mohanji. But because of his connection with Mohanji, it was made sure that nothing comes to the family. This is the grace. Mohanji will never say this. He will never come to you and say, oh, I am doing so much for you. He will never utter a word to you. But you don't know what all he changes for you. You can't even imagine. Lifetimes and lifetimes of karmas get cleared by just his glance. These are not words that I'm saying because I have faith in him. I've experienced it myself. This is my own personal experience. I never say words which I don't believe in. So once you have received them, you are under the umbrella of a master like Mohanji, be there, hold on to it. Don't do anything. If you feel you can't do anything, it's okay. But don't question things. Don't have this partial faith. Okay, today I have lot of faith in my master. Tomorrow things are not going well for me. Oh, I don't think so. Master even takes care of me. See, we are karmic beings. We have to go through our karmas. Whatever deeds we have done, we have to repay those deeds. It's a proverb in India which is said, if you sow cactus, you only will get cactus. If you sow a mango tree, only then you will get mangoes. So whatever deeds that we have done, we receive that. But that doesn't mean that we feel guilty. Oh, if I'm going through a wrong, difficult period, oh my God, because of this, must have done wrong deeds because of which I'm going through this. Don't get into guilt mode. Accept with grace. Because when you know these are your bad times, then only you will realize that these are my good times. Just imagine when everything is going stagnant in one way, everything is good in your life, how boring your life would be. Just imagine. How will you recognize, oh, my good times are here? So, as Mohanji says in his words, these are all flavors of life, different shades of life. Then don't react too much about it. If there are good things happening, don't go elated, don't go egoistic. I do this much annadan, I have fed 20 people today and I feel, oh my God, I have so much money that I can feed 20 people. See, I went and fed 20 people, as Mohanji said. I think Vivi and because Vivi does all this work, and it has happened, it's so hilarious that there are days when you want to do food seva, you will not even get one beggar on the road. That also comes with grace. He allows himself to accept what you have to offer. So never think that I am above somebody. See, I can give something to somebody. You don't have anything. As Mohanji says, we live in rented apartments. This life is a rented apartment. This body is not yours. Whatever you have is not yours. Today it is yours. Tomorrow it would be somebody else's. When you die, you don't take your body with you, do you? Either you bury it, it decays in the mud. In our culture, we burn it. All the elements go back to earth, water, fire, whatever. Do you take it? No. We don't take our lives. We don't take our bodies with us. Whatever is there is just this soul. Today we acquire, oh, this my house, my car, my jewelry, my money, my bank accounts. Do I take that? No. Nothing goes with me. My father left 10 years ago. What did he take with him? Nothing. Today I know whatever I have, I will also not take it. I will leave it for my children or maybe somebody else who deserves it. So why have those attachments? Whatever has come to you is the blessing, grace of your ancestors, the blessing and grace of your parents, and the blessing and grace of your guru. So acknowledge that. How good or bad your parents might have been, how good, bad your spouse has been, how good, bad your in-laws would be. But they are there because there is a karmic bondage because of which they are there. They don't come into your life just for coincidence. They have come because there is a connection to be, or a desire to be fulfilled between two people. Nobody, as Mohanji says, is a victim. When I say, oh, I have been a victim, my spouse has hit me all my life. Or my parents were so bad with me all my childhood. Nobody is bad. Nobody is good. This was what I chose for myself when I took this birth. I wanted to experience it. So I chose those parents who were abusive. Or I chose a spouse who was abusive. That's it. I'm not a victim. I wanted to experience it. So I chose that person in my life. That's it. So once it has happened, accept it. Don't cry over it. Like when the doctor asked Mohanji, can I give you painkillers? Because he knew when the enzymes were bleeding from his heart, we know how much painful it is. Mohanji said, no, I don't need any painkillers. My body is suffering. I'm not suffering. And what happens to us? One little touch here and there and we start and cry. This is happening with us. That is happening with us. Oh my God, what should I do? Go to 10 astrologers. Oh, somebody can do my Maitri. Somebody can do this. Somebody can do that. I'm not able to live with this. So some people think, oh, it's better to die. Somebody go into drugs, drinking, smoking, abusive nature. We have to stop all that. We all do it. I'm no different. We all do it. We have all done it. Still sometimes do it. What is important is, once you are aware of it, start walking on that path of awareness. Once you walk through it, then it's not difficult. Mohanji says, you take one step, I will take 100 steps with you. At least have that faith in that one step. That come what may, whatever happens, my Guru is there to hold me. Don't judge him. He never, you leave your hand. You leave his hand. He never leaves you. And never ever think that, oh, I have not met him. He doesn't even know my name. How will he know who I am? He doesn't need to know us. Because we are part of his consciousness. We just identify ourselves as different names, different culture, different beings, different countries. That's it. That is why he always says, this is Mohanji family. He doesn't say, they are my disciples. He says, we are my family members. He treats everybody as family. People who have met him understand what I'm trying to say. You meet him for the first time or you meet him the 100th time, his behavior with you will be the same. No changes. He doesn't judge you from what you are, what stature you come from, which car you go in. He doesn't judge you with that. Doesn't even want to know. He doesn't need anything from us. He is here only to guide us. Now is the time. Wake up and start moving before it's too late. And we think, oh my God, I wish I could have done something then. Like, I think Joanna or Vivi, somebody messaged me that we want to come to Shirdi, but there is a like kind of monetary financial constraint. I think Vivi messaged.
I think I messaged too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would just say this. Just put your intention. That strong intention, I want to be there. And I can assure you, Joanna, it will happen. Just recently, my case, I was going through because my children, both my children were relocating. Lot of spendings happened in that. So when I put my desire that I have to go to Serbia, my husband was like, okay, we'll see. We already have done so much expenses, this and that. And I was telling Mohanji, I don't know. You decide. I have no clue how will I reach, but I can't miss Empowered 5 somehow. I can't even miss any of the programs. This is something once in a lifetime that you get these opportunities. I don't know how it will happen. And suddenly this thought came. I told my husband, why don't you buy me a ticket on your credit card? You can keep paying later. Doesn't matter. Even if some more interest, how does it matter? At least I'll get my ticket. He said, are you sure? I said, yeah, very sure. And it will happen somehow. And it happened. It happened. I could attend all the 3 programs, retreats. I could be there. I had a good time there. And he somehow managed. Whatever extra expenses that I had, other than the tickets, he made sure I got the money from somewhere and it happened. Sandra understands what I'm saying.
Yes, always purity of intention is so powerful.
So never question this. How will I go? Where will the money come from? Who will do it? Put the intention, let him work.
Yes.
Like
It's
you
the
do
most
it with
beautiful.
your parents.
And that's
And
when grace flows,
yeah,
Preeti ji. You know, Mohanji's grace is so, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's like magic. When your heart is pure, you know, he can hear it. Don't
I will
assume that he hasn't
I
heard
will tell
you,
you an
you know.
example of a girl. She was serving Mohanji for a couple of years. And Mohanji was adamant that you finish your college. And she was thinking, I'm not working. She was her mother, she was a child of a single parent. Her mother was just barely taking care of the house. She didn't want to put pressure on her mother for the college fees. And she was just thinking, if I'm serving you here, how would I get the money to pay for my college? Like, it's impossible for me. And college fees is a good amount of fees. It's a private college that she had to go to. So anyway, Mohanji kept telling her, no, you should finish your, don't waste your year here. You go back to Serbia and finish your college. So she called up her brother and she just said that, why didn't you go to the college and check out how much is the fees and how much, because she had some money from left from her earlier semester. So she just said that, just check out how much money is left to be paid. Like how much I would need to pay for the next semester to join back. Because she knew just very little amount is there. And the brother went and came back. And he said, the full amount for 3 semesters has been paid. Somebody came and paid and went.
Wow. Amazing.
Now they are asking, who did that? Mother is asking, they went.
Take a moment. So that's a lovely miracle we are listening to. It's a leap. That's very beautiful.
He asked her mother, did you pay the amount? Her mother said, no, I didn't even know you wanted to continue with college. They went back to the college. They checked with them who came and gave up for 3 semesters. They say, we don't know. But in our records, the payment has been done.
Wow.
And then she knew who the culprit was. She went and said, Mohanji, did you do this? He said, I'm sitting next to you. How do you think I can go and pay for it? How much? How do you know I know how much has to be paid? And it was such a hilarious situation because I was there seeing this whole Leela happening. We all knew that nobody went to her college. Nobody paid for her. She never had the money to pay herself. So if you do this much, he makes sure you receive this much. The day I feel I'm a little less in my account, that very day he will send me a few couple of maitris, 1 or 2 MTMs. My bank account is full again. I don't have to think about anything else. I never count my money. I never see how much money is there in my account because the day I start watching, the money starts receding. Okay, whatever I need, he will provide me. He does. I don't have to stop things because thinking, oh, I don't have the money. And I'm not joking, please.
I can also second that, Preeti.
Yes,
Definitely.
yeah.
So what do people worry about most is also the financials, right?
Yeah.
And that is, we're talking about the grace of the Guru and having faith and surrender in Mohanji. And he steps up. He takes over. You don't even look at your bank account because you know it's sorted, and that's a powerful place of surrender that takes you there. Mohanji is the real deal. You got to feel him inside. Don't get preoccupied outside. He's real. His presence, and I know all of you know that.
But then
His
don't
presence.
challenge him like this. Okay, you've done it for them. Now you need to do it with me. Let me see how much you give me.
Okay, we don't want to get cheeky and arrogant.
Yes, there is no deal. It's only surrender. It's only love. And how much intensive feeling is there that I want to be with you? Keep doing what you're doing in your way, in your sphere. It doesn't matter if it helps one person or 1,000 people. It doesn't matter. But every night when you sit down, just think back and see, what did I do today to make the world change, and what I can do tomorrow to make a difference in the world. If I can do that much, I am connected with the Guru. I don't need anything else. In whatever way, through finances, through time, through programs, anything, whatever that you can do with. It's not that, oh, I don't have the money, how can I help others? Money is not the only aspect. There are so many people who are abandoned, who don't even have anyone in their lives to even talk. They just want somebody to listen to them. There are so many children across who are abandoned by their parents or are orphans. They just need one hug. Nothing else to need from us. Though there are so many young children who are fighting their battles and not understanding what do I need to do with my life. And that drags them to negativity, to darkness. If I can save one child from that darkness, I've done my work. Nothing else is required. Just this intention that, Mohanji, let me just be a medium for you. You work through me. I don't exist. I, as Preeti, Sandra, Mary, or Joanna, or anybody, I don't exist. You exist through me. I let this body just be a medium for you to work. And then see. Opportunities will fall at your place. It is only till the time I own myself and say, oh, what can I do better than others, better than the other team members? We all have this tendency of blaming others, blaming ourselves, comparing ourselves with others, then feeling negative about it. I also had that. I wish I could do what the other person is doing. We all have that. Maybe that is the human tendency. When I used to see Subhashri working so beautifully, I always used to feel, I wish I can do even 1/10 of what that lady does. She's such an amazing person. But then in the mid, I realized whatever she is doing is meant for her. Whatever I am doing is meant for me. We are two different people. I just have to surrender myself at his feet and let him work through me. Whatever he wants, he will do it himself. I don't need to compare myself with others because we are all unique in our own character. What I have, you might not have. What you have, I might not have. But when we come together, all of us, we fill the jigsaw puzzle.
Exactly.
So there is no comparison. There is no low, there is no high. There is no up, there is no down. We are all in the same boat, sailing in the same boat, which is called Mohanji. Now it's up to you. If you have faith or you have the fear, oh my God, one day he'll drown me in the sea and he'll leave and I'll be here, left behind. It's up to you. And every morning when I get up, I just think, Father, I only wish that I have for myself is till the time this body exists, and even maybe beyond this, you always be with me. That's all I need, nothing else. I don't need any medals. I don't need any applause. I don't need anything in this life other than your grace with me. That's it. Because when you are there, nothing in this world matters. Nothing is more important than you. I even told my husband and children, I said, yeah, you are my family. You are very important for me. But before you comes my Guru. When it comes to him, nobody is as important. When he is a priority in life, then nothing changes. Like nothing can deter you from anything. No hardship, no struggle can bother you. Because your point is only one, him. But if he's not your priority, okay, after this, I will see if I have some time for Mohanji. I have some time for some activity, then we'll see. I have to cook, I have to take care of my family, I have to go for work, I have to do this, I have to do that. And whatever that you sow, you reap. I'm not saying that you are sowing something wrong. No. We, in our best of capacity, doing everything what we can. I'm not judging anybody. Please don't take it that way. I'm not judging anyone. My only point of telling you this is, today is the time to hold on to his feet strongly, without judgment, without expectation. What is he going to do for me? See how our mind works. I go to him and say, Mohanji, please can you help me? My son is not getting a job. Or Mohanji, please help me that I have enough money in my life. But you don't even know. He will say, yeah, please go ahead. I'll give you that. But you don't know what his intention was. He would have given you much more. But you confined it just by asking for little money. So never have expectations. Keep doing what you have to do. You don't even know what you deserve and what you will receive from him. So and now I think more and more people, or the entire Philippines family, I'll see in Shirdi now. Everybody is putting their intention that they are coming to India.
Oh, thank you. Wow.
At least all 9 of you. Sandra, are you coming?
Uh, I'm putting my intention to come.
I'm seeing you anyway. Don't worry. You are coming.
Oh my goodness. You're making me too excited now.
Yeah,
You can't just say something like that.
It will happen. Don't worry.
Wow.
Just put your
I feel Monji's energy, Preeti ji. You know, when Monji's energy, you feel all hot and, you know, you can feel his presence and it just fills the session. I don't know whether any of you are feeling him.
Yes.
Feel Monji's presence, energy.
He's always there with everybody. He's listening to every word that we talk, every word.
Oh, yes.
Like 2 days ago, I and Melitza, his personal assistant, she was with me in the house. and we were talking on the dining table, and we were just chatting about things about him. And suddenly I get such a strong perfume of his. I said, Minidza, he's listening to everything, all gossip that we are doing here. He listens to everything. You just have to have that belief that he's there with you every moment. And every person, every being, see that he's there with you. You will find him there. I can assure you this.
So my heart is actually beating fast also. That's also how I know Monchi is also present.
Seriously, Sandra, I sometimes, uh, I don't know, maybe this is the human ego that comes in. I ask myself, standing in front of the mirror, what did I do to get this? I can't believe, because I don't think I've done anything so great to receive a master like him in my life. And when I think every day, when I see things changing in the world, even beings like animals who can't even utter a word, they don't listen, they don't have minds to, the how they have, the energy they have, the moment they see him, the way they react.
Yes. I made a video about that because I was
Yeah.
so touched. The animals, they are so pure beings.
We were coming back from Rishikesh. I think Badrinath retreat was there in 2018. We were coming back. And then Mohanji said, on the way, when you're coming down the hill, there are lots of monkeys in the jungle. And Kamath was with us. And Mohanji told Kamath, okay, get down and distribute these biscuits to all these monkeys. And the moment he got down, they all just jumped over him. And he left all those packets like that and came back in the car, because it was like they are like wild monkeys. They are not normal monkeys, trained ones. And then Monji said, what have you done? You've thrown all the packets on the floor on the road like this. Is this the way? Like I throw food at you like this? So he himself got down and he picked up the packets. And it was such a beautiful scene to see. All the monkeys stood in one line. One
Oh,
by
yeah.
one, everybody was coming, taking some biscuits from him and going, finishing, then coming and standing in the line. I was like, my God, how do they know? And then suddenly what I see, there was one horse across the road. He had some injury in his, like somebody's pet horse or something. Must be using him for work. He had some injury in his leg and he was limping. He was tied with a rope, and since the time we were standing there, I could see he was pulling himself to get free from that rope. And suddenly he got out of that. He got the freedom to pull himself out. With that limp, that poor animal crossed the road without even thinking that the cars are coming across. And he came and stood next to Mohanji. It was a moment of, I don't know how to say it. We humans can't understand this. Those animals understand it. And we say we are superior. Where? Which angle are we superior?
Sacred communion. So the animals are pure beings and they connect, the connection is pure. We come with so much baggage. Monji spends time clearing us and across all our sheets. So there's a lot going on with it.
I can go on and on. My God, I'm sorry, guys. You must be thinking she started and she won't stop. I'm like this. Please, you have to stop me somewhere, because I can talk whole night talking about this. Just recently, we were invited to this rescue space for elephants. You must have seen the pictures on Facebook recently. And all these animals, all these elephants are rescued from temples, from their owners who have really tortured them. Some of them, their legs are broken. Some of them are completely disabled because of excessive beatings by their owners. Some have infections in their bodies. And it was like a scene. I can't tell you, I can't express how angry I felt on myself that day, that how can we humans be this way? How can we behave in such a manner? We are not humans. We are not fit to be called humans. We don't even know how to behave. And the most beautiful part was this 75-year-old female uh, elephant. She was blind, completely blind. And the moment Mohanji went and stood next to her, she could feel and she came. And when Mohanji was blessing her, she brought out the trunk and like hugged his hand.
Oh, so precious.
Though they are not
Because
allowed
she's
to.
looking at him through the
Yes,
third eye.
yes. Though we were not allowed to touch the animals because sometimes they say they become very violent, so we are not supposed to touch them. But then Mohanji gave her Shaktipat. It was the most memorized, it was like the most precious moment I could feel. She was blind completely. They said she can't see anything. That is the beauty of the master. I felt so, I can't tell you, I felt so small in front of those animals. This entire human race. We think we own this entire world. This is our world. We have the right to live here. How much betrayals we have done to these souls. How much torture we have done to these people, these souls, just for our own benefit. We kill them, we torture them, we bury them, we do all sorts of things.
Humans have got to learn about coexistence. Yeah. All we do is just take. So there's come a time for reckoning. Time is running out.
Just for 5 minutes of taste. Oh, this chicken is so amazing. This beef cutlet is so amazing. It melts in your mouth. This lamb chops are so delicious. I can't resist. Just feel the agony the animal goes through, all that process till it reaches on your table. A mother is separated from its child. A child is separated from the mother. If not cut for meat, they are tortured this way, like what we saw with these elephants. And there are just few of them. Just imagine how many more are there in the world who are not as fortunate as these 32 elephants. Some have
Preeti,
gone so.
Is this the first elephant sanctuary in India?
I'm
Or is
not
it one
sure,
of
Sandra.
few?
There are few more. PETA is doing a lot of work with them. There are a couple of NGOs who are working with these animals. But
Okay.
see, I had, frankly telling you, all of us, 7, 8, whosoever went with Mohanji to this place, we had not experienced it earlier this way. But when we actually saw the agony these little beings were going through, like they can't even walk. They're limping. Their nails are cut. Their tusks are taken away. They're injured completely because the tusks are so expensive.
Some of them are blinded also.
Blinded.
Preeti.
And
They're blinded.
they
Some of them.
completely mistrust humans. Some they
Yes.
still have to chain because they have become insane. They don't trust humans at all. When humans go
Yes.
near them, they feel they are coming to beat them.
So,
So see how much mistrust we have created amongst ourselves and other beings. We need people like us who can be little more loving than the other world. What do they need from us? Nothing. We have taken over their forests. We have taken their homelands. Everything we have taken over from them. We want to cage them in zoos. We want to cage them in aquariums. Just imagine one day you are caged into a jail like this, and we are told live in this. I'll give you the best of food. I'll give you best of living. I'll put you in an AC room. Will you be able to survive? No. But we expect them to survive because we feel we own them. So while traveling with Mohanji, while being with him, every moment is a learning for you in life. Because he himself is an example how to live this life. And through Thea, our dear Thea, she's sitting next to me. So, Thea, would you like to come and say hi to everybody?
hey,
Hi, everyone.
Thea. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Hi there.
We,
Hi.
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 You need to
Hi.
put your
Just
audio on if you want to greet each other.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
No.
This is Philippines, right?
beautiful.
Yes.
Ah, amazing. I heard many of you are coming to India now.
Yes.
All of them.
I will say yes also.
Awesome. See you
Yes.
soon then.
You.
You.
We love your
care.
photographs, Thea. We love
Thank
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
So
so much.
beautiful.
Guys who don't know who Thea is, I would like to introduce her. She is Mohanji's official photographer. All the videos on YouTube, all those things that you see around, is she who is the master.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Yeah. Fabulous photographs.
I've seen some of your work in Mohanji's
Yeah.
post. So
I think
I made a comment about the you capture the nuances of
Yeah.
the place or Mohanji. I wrote that.
I think Christopher made a post about you.
yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Yes.
Grace.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
I have never seen this girl rest even for a minute. She lands and then she and her laptop, all her recordings, all her
Wow.
captions, and she's working.
Laptops and cameras
Oh.
and cables.
Wow.
Wow.
Mohanji's energy flows through Thea. That's
Yeah.
why she's working. She's
Exactly.
empowered.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I wish the same for all of us.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. We
Okay.
love you. Thank you for what you do.
Enjoy our
Thank
conversation.
you.
I'm enjoying too on my side.
So beautiful.
She's a lovely girl.
Yeah.
Just a thought came to her that she wanted to serve Mohanji in some way. and see how much Mohanji's empowered her from the time I've been seeing her from the time she started as a personal photographer for him, and now what she does is completely so professional because
The quality of the photographs are exceptional
yes,
because we are the ones who see it. And I pick up so much of energy.
yeah,
Preeti ji, Taya is magical. You know, she captures Mohanji's presence, not just a photograph.
because
You can feel Mohanji in those
because
photographs, you
Sandra,
know.
he guides her. He every time when she takes pictures and she goes back and asks for his opinion, he guides her. So not that he wants to be photographed or something,
Yeah.
because he wants the world to know.
Yes, absolutely. And the energy
And
you pick up, she captures the presence of Mohanji.
Taya's pictures are our eyes to see the world.
Absolutely. I use it in my posts all the time. We all do.
Yes. So he has this dedicated team who is working day and night to make it possible for all of us to sit in our homes, in our comfort zones, to see what is all happening in the world. But how much work these children do, it's commendable.
Absolutely.
They don't even get a day off. They just keep working day and night, different time zones from one country to the other, one continent to the other. They're just traveling, working, traveling, working. So once you have that kind of mind and commitment towards your master, do you think he will leave you unturned? No way. I'm not saying everybody can be with them or can leave their world and leave their families and be like them. No. Wherever you are, in whichever country you are, whichever space you are, you can do what they are doing in your own way. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be Chris. Because they are unique in their own way. They are beautiful in their own way. I want to be what I am. But our only common agenda in this world is what can I do for the world? What change I can get? If I can motivate, if I can help one soul in this world, I have done my work. If I can uh, motivate one person to leave meat, how many animals can be saved? If I can motivate people to save water, to save electricity, to save food, how many tons of food can be fed to other people which is wasted in the garbage? That's all that we need to do. Nothing big. Okay. So do you still want that we do the healing part, or you want to do the Sai Satcharitra?
Let's do the healing.
Okay.
Do
Sure.
the healing.
What? Okay, I'm getting myself off speaker.
So we sit
Thank you.
comfortably.
Satsang.
Yeah, pleasure. We sit comfortably. Take a back rest, because otherwise after some time you feel that your back starts aching. You want to lie down.